Hello friends, this video on sound part 7 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So with this, I'll conclude my discussion on this topic. So far we talked about how sound is produced, how sound propagates, and the various properties which are used to describe sound wave. Right? So now we will talk about a new topic, that is reflection of sound wave. You would have often heard about reflection of light, right? Reflection of light is something which is very common. We have talked about reflection of light, refraction of light. In case you want to know about reflection of light, please refer physics videos of class 10th. There you will see the reflection of light from its very basic into quite little depth, right? So similarly, the way light reflects, because whenever the term reflection comes in, we mostly think of mirror. Because when we stand in front of the mirror, because of the reflection of light, we are able to see ourselves. But in a similar fashion, sound wave also reflects. So let us see what is reflection of sound. Reflection of sound is bouncing off a wave or bouncing off a sound wave on striking an obstacle. So that means whenever we speak something, what is happening? Our speech acts as a source of sound. So the sound waves propagate through the medium. As soon as it strikes some obstacle, it bounces off to some extent. Sometimes that bouncing off is very noticeable. Sometimes the bouncing off is not that noticeable, right? But this bouncing off is always there. Most of the times it is there. So we will talk about this phenomenon, that is reflection of sound, that where do we see these kind of reflection of sound. So what do I mean by reflection of sound? Let us suppose that in front there is this lady who is delivering a speech and she is standing in front of a wall. So and there is another listener who is just standing behind her. So in this case, how does light get transmitted from this lady, from the source? This lady is the source, to the listener, because the listener is standing at the back of the lady. In this case, what happens? The sound comes, hits the wall acts as an obstacle, right? It gets reflected back to the ear of the listener, right? So this way reflection of sound takes place. So when we talk, so now please do not try to correlate it with your day-to-day life. You might be thinking that I never saw a sound wave coming. I mean, when my friend speaks with me, I never saw a sound wave coming out of his mouth and entering my ear. So this is something which is, I have drawn these lines, imaginary lines, right? I just wanted to tell you that whenever sound waves travel, I mean, how are we able to hear a sound? Because the sound waves propagate through the medium between the source and the listener. Right? Now let us suppose that while traveling between the source and the listener, if the sound wave meets an obstacle, what happens? It gets bounced off from the obstacle and it reaches the listener. And this bouncing off of a sound wave on striking an obstacle is known as reflection of sound. Now when I talk of reflection, the reflection of sound also obeys the same laws of reflection which light obeys, because when we talk of reflection, we mostly think of reflection of light. So what are the two laws of reflection? The first law is that angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. The second law is that the direction of incidence, direction of reflection and normal all lie on the same plane. Those who are not aware of the laws of reflection might be wondering what are these laws and where did they come from. So let us again take the similar example. Let us suppose if this was your wall, right? Let us suppose this is your source of sound. This bell is the source of sound and this guy is the listener. So what happens? The sound comes from the source. It hits the obstacle. So this is my source. This wall acts as the obstacle and this guy is the listener. So the sound wave comes from the source and it falls on the obstacle. So this sound wave is known as the direction of incidence. So this line which I have drawn here in green, it represents the direction of incidence. That means the sound is incident along this direction. Now again, after bouncing off, it goes back in this fashion. So this is my direction of reflection. So this is my direction of incidence. This is my direction of reflection. And what is normal? Normal is an imaginary line which is perpendicular to the plane of this obstacle, right? So the first law says that the second law says that the direction of incidence, direction of reflection and normal all lie on the same plane. That means this direction and this normal, all three will lie on the same plane. So here also you can see that all three are lying on the same plane of the wall, right? And the first law says that the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. Which is my angle of incidence? The angle which this direction of incidence makes with the normal is known as angle of incidence, and the angle which the direction of reflection makes with the normal is known as angle of reflection. So always angle of incidence will be equal to the angle of reflection, right? So these are the two laws of reflection. So these two laws of reflection are equally followed by the light waves also, and they are also followed by sound waves, right? So you got some idea about what is reflection of sound. That means when sound wave strikes an obstacle, it bounces off. This is known as reflection. It follows two laws: angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection, direction of incidence, direction of reflection, and normal all lie on the same plane. So now under this topic of reflection of sound, we will talk about some different phenomenon. So the three things which we will talk about is echo, reverberation, and multiple reflection of sound. So these are the things which we will talk under reflection of sound. Echo and reverberation, they are some closely related phenomenon which we often see around us. So here we will talk about them in terms of science. So let us first talk about echo. So what is echo? All of you, I'm not sure if all of you have observed this or not, but it is the repetition of the same sound caused by reflection of sound waves from a surface back to a listener. That means, let us suppose, for example, in this picture which you see on screen, what does it display? It displays that there is a guy who speaks out loudly, hello, right? What happens? He acts as the source of sound, right? Now the sound starts propagating through the medium. It strikes this obstacle. This hill is an obstacle. It strikes the hill, it bounces back. So sound bounces back, and what happens? The hello gets repeated. So maybe this guy shouted hello once, but when you actually hear it, he hears it as hello, 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 hello. So it keeps repeating. Have you ever observed this phenomenon? But this doesn't happen anywhere and everywhere. Now, where do you see these kind of phenomenon? I will give you some demonstration on example of echo, but before that, please understand this. Let us suppose if you are sitting in a room, right? For example, right now I am speaking, right? But that is not getting echoed. Whatever I am speaking once, you are able to hear it once. But in such scenarios, these scenarios take place in a situation where, let us suppose if you go to a place where there is nothing around you, it is an open space, and you have big hills at some distance from you. You would have seen these kind of scenes in movies where you see that maybe the hero goes to some hilly area and he shouts something and that bounces back off and on, right? So in those kind of areas, what happens is when the sound is produced by the source, the sound, since there are no other things around, so nothing absorbs that sound. So the sound straight goes, it strikes the hill, and from there it gets reflected back. And when it gets reflected back, the listener is able to hear it again and again. So when the listener hears it again, so again the echo which is produced, again it goes back, it bounces the sound waves, and it keeps on repeating. After some time, it gradually becomes dimmer and dimmer, and finally it stops. So I will give you, maybe echo is something which is a little difficult to make you understand without giving a demonstration. So I will give you an example of echo. So please try to listen to it carefully so that you get some idea about an example of an echo. So please listen to this carefully.
each of these states. The free inhabitants of each of these states. The free inhabitants of each of these states.
So did you notice something? What happened when the person speaks, it is getting repeated on its own, right? Please pay attention one more time.
The free inhabitants of each of these states.
So,
the free inhabitants of each of these states.
So do you understand? The states
is
getting
of each of these states.
Right. So the states is getting repeated over and over again. So how does that happen? How did that happen? That happened because of reflection of sound waves. So the reflection of sound waves takes place from a surface, and that reflection is heard over and again. So now let us see what is the scenario when we actually hear distinct echoes. I mean, why is it? Since, as I mentioned, the reflection of sound is taking place everywhere. For example, right now I am speaking, so the sound waves which are traveling around me, they are also going and striking different objects. But why am I not hearing echoes in this case? So let us see what is the scenario where we get more distinct echoes. So that will tell us that, okay, under this scenarios, the echoes are very distinct, noticeable and clear. Whereas there are other scenarios where the echoes are not that clear and noticeable, so we do not hear echoes, right? So let us try to understand the scenarios where we hear distinct echoes. So it says that in order to hear a distinct echo, the time interval between the original and reflected sound must be at least 0.1 seconds. So why is it so? I mean, why is it like that? That means, let us suppose this person calls out hello. So that original hello and the hello which is getting reflected, the two should have a difference of 0.1 seconds. How? We will prove that. The next is the minimum distance of the obstacle from the source of sound must be 17.2 meters. So these are the two conditions under which we hear distinct echoes. So that means, see, as I said, every time right now I'm sitting in a room, and it doesn't happen that the obstacles which are around me, maybe the table, the chairs, they might not be at a distance of 17.2 meters to hear a distinct echo for whatever I speak. Right? So let us try to see how these two conditions are true to hear distinct echoes. Right? Let us look at this. Let us suppose this is the guy who is shouting hello. So he is shouting out hello. So he is the source of sound. And let us suppose there is a hill here. So this hill acts as the obstacle. Right? So what happens when he shouts hello? The sound waves propagate like this, strikes the hill, reflects back and reaches the listener, this person's ear. Right? This is what is happening. Okay. So now the condition says that the interval between the original sound, that means the moment he speaks out hello, and the reflected sound, that means the moment when he hears the reflected sound. So the time interval between these two should be 0.1 seconds. So let us try to see how much distance will be traveled by the sound wave. So distance traveled by sound in 0.1 second. So how much distance will it travel? We know that distance is equal to speed into time. So what is the speed of sound wave in air? It is 344 meters per second. And the time is 0.1 second. So that means 34.4 meters. So that means in 0.1 seconds, it will travel 34.4 meters. So 34.4 meters, which distance? This distance plus this distance. Correct? So therefore, what is the distance between the object, or between the source? Object is nothing but the source and the obstacle. So the distance between the source and the obstacle is half of this distance, because this distance is this plus this. So the distance between source and obstacle would be 34.4 divided by 2, which comes out to be 17.2 meters. So that is why it says that the distance between the source and the obstacle should be a minimum of 17.2 meters. Right? So now you understand that why you don't hear echoes anywhere and everywhere. So this is the scenario under which you actually hear echoes. Right now, in case you have many such objects around yourself which absorb sound, so if you have too many sound absorbers, in that case also the echo will be less, because most of the sound will get absorbed and there will be less possibility of reflection of sound. Also, if the obstacles or if the objects are located quite close by, in that case also the effect of echo will become lesser, right? So in that case also we will not hear echoes. So these kind of echoes are mostly noticeable, as I said, in open spaces where you have hills around. That means you have obstacles and your minimum distance is also maintained. That means maybe the hills are quite far away from you. Even in that case you can hear echoes. But for distinct echoes, the time interval between the original and the reflected sound must be at least 0.1 seconds. This is the prime condition for distinct echoes. Right? So I hope I'm clear what are echoes.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.